Namaste, friend souls. I return. And this video is about everything about the dark cave meditation, spiritual journey of enlightenment. So stay tuned. First of all, I am eternal grateful, Namaste, for all your existence in my existence, in this eternal moment of now. Namaste. Maybe I could seem not very happy, but that's not what I'm meaning right now, because one thing is the being joyful, that you can see outwards, and one thing is inward. So my joyfulness is within me, which I will spread through my communication to all of you, through energy and so on. And my experience in the dark cave was the balance between the darkness and the light. So I have created the balance within myself through the spiritual journey inside the dark cave. I will not say that I had negative points or positive points, because everything matters for who I choose to be right now. One of the things that everyone is awaiting for me is, are you enlightenment or not? No. The enlightenment, I got to know the way through the dark cave. I know the way how to achieve enlightenment right now. And that's what I'm gonna spread to you right now. I achieve a point of being which I can decide. Maybe you will say, yeah, instantly you will manifest your enlightenment instantly. No, it's not that. We can do that. But everything matters if you are balanced. If you are not balanced, you cannot create something instantly. And also, you have to open your perception for that reality that you're gonna create. If you are not ready for that, then you will not create that instantly, because then you are not ready for that. Everything starts with a perception. From the perception, you create a new thought. And from this new thought, you create your reality. You manifest your reality. So first, perception. I went to the dark cave to open up my perception about myself, about the outer world and the inner world, which now I create a balance. And I came out with much more love, with much more sensitivity, with much more extracellular perception, and so on. So everything is positive when we see. So let me tell you exactly what happened. I stayed 3 days inside of it, day and night. I had some issues because I was inside of this tent closed, and it has three rectangles of net that passes air if I open. But I didn't open because then some light of the cave would enter, because that's not really a cave, it's just a small house of stones, and so there's some holes, and the light could enter, so I closed. And then there's these circles for the tube to enter it, many of them. I closed all of them because I didn't want to have insects, spiders, and all these mouses, rats that were there to enter. So I closed everything. So there was no air, because the cave itself doesn't have air flowing, only from the entrance. And the entrance, I had two curtains. So from these two curtains, it blocked the air if there was some, and still the light it blocked. So I had just inside the tent, I had myself and the things for sleep, and outside the tent I had to open. I had the bags with the fruits and the water. So to peace and to make my necessities, I had to come out of the tent, then come out of the cave, and then make outside. So I have made something with the stones that I stayed in this position of like when you make in the wild, and then I covered with soil, with dirt, and some leaves, and that was on the ground. So that's perfect, no smell, nothing. And the soil takes its makes the rest, and to peace like that. So there was no problem. But then I couldn't wait till the night, for I don't have the light of the sun. So the sun was not directly pointed there, because there's many shadows in the trees. But then I couldn't wait till the night, so I had to go out in the day. And when I came out in this light, poof, in this clarity, it was like almost when you are born, the first time you meet artificial light. So it was very strong, very strong. Then I just stay like 5 minutes, 10 minutes to breathe a little bit, and then go in again. So what happened was, the conditions were not specifically ready for this purpose. So they were a little bit, but they were not for 100%. What happened is that I couldn't breathe properly inside the tent, because the air was so dense, and also in the tent, this part here, I was pointed to the north, because you should meditate towards the north and sleep with your head towards the south. So like the same position you stand up towards the north, and the same position you lie down. So that's the right way, because if you change positions, the magnetic energy of the North Pole will magnetize and take your energy from you if you sleep with the head towards the north. So if you put towards the south, it will be the reverse. You will make a circle of energy, so the energy can flow in the right direction. And then, so maybe sometimes you have nightmares, and it could be from the position you are sleeping. You should sleep with the head towards the south and not towards the north, and meditate towards the north. And then, where I had my head, from the position of the sun, it was the part which didn't warm so much. So there was a lot of humidity. It was very wet. So it was, if I stayed longer, it would start to enter my bones, because it was on the back of me when I put the pillow behind me. It was getting wet, the pillow, and then could traverse, so could start to touch me and start to enter me. And the air was mixed, this air, dense air, was mixed with the humidity, so it was not really healthy. And every time I entered in the cave, in the tent, and I open, I could see and sense the difference of airs. It's like this one like, and this one, it's like a wall, and it was very dense. So I couldn't meditate properly inside. I meditate and meditate, but it was not going like I meditate in the open air, in open field or at home. So I couldn't concentrate into the nothingness because of the dense air. So it put me to sleep. I slept day and night lots of times, but just watch one thing. You could say, yeah, you just stay a very short time, but for me, these 3 days, it was like never ending, man. It was like 7 days or more. It was like, I was making the counts and say, how long? Still 1 day? Woo! Then I count, 1 day and a half. Ooh, it's never finished, man. It's like, and then I almost start to panic a little bit. So I had all kinds of feelings, but I controlled them. But then one thing I noticed is I slept a lot, and I always slept meditating. So I was meditating, sleeping, and then go. And I had a lot of lucid dreams, and some of them were teaching. I was teaching how to fly. So most of the people have dreams, lucid dreams of flying. But the one I had was teaching how to fly, and this is not the first time, not only in the cave. I was teaching how to fly people, beings. I didn't know them, but I was teaching them, and like in a way, not flying in the sky, but levitating and flying over the ground, so like very low, and say, look, you see, and this is how we do it, and so on. And this is beautiful, this is bliss. And the thing is, when I was sleeping, the darkness started to flash a white light, like a strobe light. And then I could finish the dream, like somehow, and then being aware that I was sleeping, and then wake up, but still the strobe light. I said, whoa, this is so strong. What is this? It's like the eyes, like like I was getting a thunder, but not in contact, just feeling the thunder, like. And then it put me again to sleep, and continues this strobe light, and so the feeling that I had of this strobe light, and from the darkness, and sleeping in the darkness, and why I slept so much, and what was this strobe light, and what that has to do with spiritual growth, and what happened for real. The thing is that I was recharging my DMT. Why I was recharging my DMT? Because if the darkness generates DMT release, so by starting with melatonin, and melatonin, when you have enough melatonin, starts to produce DMT. What happened is I was recharging my DMT because I had a lifetime. In this lifetime, I had a very long moment of from 18 to 6 years, almost 7. So from 18, 7 years plus, like till 25. No. So I am here 3 years till 24. So that means I had 6 years of treating myself very bad. What I mean, I was totally unhealthy. So I ate a lot, of course, but I took like, I think in all this moment, I took like almost 1 kilo drugs. You will say, that's not possible. Yes, it's possible. I was like standing up and already taking a line of coke. So for you to imagine how much drugs I have put into my body. Of course, you're gonna say, yeah, you put already. No, nothing of this. Just sniffing and taking ecstasy pills and this. So, what I understand that the concept of life and what made me remember through the darkness is that there's 5 points I want to tell you. The first is full restore DMT. So, full restore DMT, I'm gonna make a special video for each thema that I'm now speaking to you. So, there's 5 themas, I'm gonna make 5 videos for these 5 themas that happened to me in the dark cave. So, full restore DMT naturally. This is gonna be one video. Okay, then I'm gonna explain in another video. Second video is the darkness and the ego. So all about the ego and all about the darkness. This is another video. Third video is follow my own perception and my own wisdom and my own how can I say, my own knowledge. This is another video. Fourth, how to heal, to be in constantly healing. So that means you are always in a healing environment. This is another video. This is about how to be healed all the time. So that means you are already healed, but then you are making something that generates healing environment in your being all the time. This is another video. And the fifth is the will of God. What is the will of God? First, you have to know it. Second, you have to accept it. Third, you have to praise it. Fourth, you have to love it. And fifth, you have to call it your own. That means this is the 5 steps to do the God's will. And this is another video. So, apart from all of this, is that everything we do in life, and as I told already, from our mother's womb, we are made through DMT. So the first gland is the pineal gland. And from the pineal gland, we have crystals. From the crystals, we generate melatonin. From the melatonin, we generate DMT. This DMT is what creates our spiritual essence in our physical dimension, into our body. And then we are fully connected, body, mind, and soul. As we grow, everything we take in our lives, that's why if we sleep in darkness, we generate DMT. But if there's some light, it will be a distortion into the release of DMT. So you have to start to release melatonin, and if in that night it didn't generate enough melatonin, then no DMT will be generated. Only if you meditate. So apart from meditation, you have to be like in a chance to generate DMT. Or you have to go to delta state, and in delta state you start to produce melatonin, and that's where you start to produce DMT. So this is the process of sleeping. That's why when we sleep, we should always go to the deep sleep. If we don't go to the deep sleep, then we stay in theta, and in theta you don't generate melatonin and you don't generate DMT, because DMT only comes throughout melatonin. And that's why we should sleep total silence, total darkness, and so on. And what happens is, every time you take alcohol, every time you smoke, every time you make shit into your body, you eat junk food, and you drink chemicals in our food, our water supply, and so on, you start to injure DMT, your pineal gland. So this generates a broken DMT in your life, and that's how people also die and overdoses happen, because you finish the DMT in your pineal gland and then you're done. You don't exist anymore, because we only exist in this dimension, physicality through the DMT. So even in the physicality, we need the spiritual essence. Without it, we don't exist. So that's why we are body, mind, and soul, the Trinity of love. And in my life, I have endured a lot. I ate a lot of crap food, junk food, and a lot of drugs, alcohol, and stress, and unhappiness, and so on, unjoyfulness, and this created, and addictions, and so on. This created a broken DMT and damage. I damaged a lot my pineal gland, my sensors, everything. So what happened in these 3 days that I fall asleep like a baby, and this strobe light in the darkness was restoring my DMT in my pineal gland. And I felt a difference, because then I meditated outside, and in just 5 minutes I could enter in a very deep state of meditation, even being aware of the noises of nature outside. So this is in 3 days I could heal so much from a lot of moments of life of damage my pineal gland. But of course I am already 3 years in this constant process of ascension, of healing myself, eating properly, eating healthy, and so on, and being with the wisdom, with the knowledge, and following my feelings, and so on, everything you know. And another thing is, during the cave I had a lot of issues. So one time I could even listen my dog barking from home. I am so far away. I was like 2 times even higher than what I was in my home, and I could listen him from there, man. I was very sensible. Then I could listen hunters. They shot, BAM! It was like a bomb in my ears. It stayed this noise, whoa, like, hey. And then I had each 50 minutes during the day a plane of coming to the island and going, and take like 5 minutes to cross the whole sky and the noise to take out. And once the noise was out, even if I was not aware, because it takes so long, that stays even the echo in your ears, already the next one, and I said, whoa. Even in the mountain, we are in constant noise. So I was, the environment was sound polluted, but also there was beautiful noise, of course. But so I had pollution of sound, and also inside the tent I had rats passing through the tent. Then there these wild pigs. They are called here sanglier. They are black, and they were passing constantly, and I didn't want that they break through the cave. So I was constantly creating the violet flames to protect me, to not enter, for people to do not find me and say, what are you doing there? Because these people don't understand the spirituality of meditating inside the cave. So then I was constantly creating and listening this noise, hunters. Then there came people cutting trees in the Sunday morning. And then I say, wait, it's Sunday morning, July, summer, and you come here so early just to cut wood, like 2 of them, and like no pause. And I said, whoa, that's very crazy. You have to go. You have to go and join your families, have a nice Sunday. So, nature, please take this men out of here and bring them to the family, to join the family. It's Sunday and I want tranquility because I'm not gonna stay here forever. So why you have to piss me off with that noise? So take them out from here, please. And then I created that, and what happened is, after 15 minutes, there was no wind. And then I listened a noise from very far away. Even the noise of them cutting, I could listen a bass sound, like... I said, what is this, man? I said, whoa, this is in the mountain, this is nature. And what happened, come an so strong wind, like... And I say, whoa, protect the cave, please, because I don't know if this cave takes the wind, but I think yes. And then they turn off the the side chain. And the wind stopped. And they, let's continue. Around. Again the wind. And they turned off. And they went away, man. They finished. And the wind stayed for 15 minutes and then go off. And I say, "Pwah, I created this wind, man." And then I ask my mom when I return, I say, "Have you had some wind, very strong wind this morning?" And she said, "No, not at all. I didn't felt any wind." So the wind just came in the mountain, as I created, to put them away from my ascension moment of meditating and healing myself. That was very crazy. So I returned Sunday night. So I went Thursday, and I still till Sunday. That makes 3 days because I went Thursday in the night. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I'm so happy that I could speak with God, because I made so many questions also, because I said, why did you brought me here if I could not create anything, not that I expected, but that I was hoping for to happen in this, to create in this spiritual journey in the cave. And then I could not get the answer, and then I got more, I meditated outside, and I breathed and everything, and then I received the answer. The answer is that now I know the steps. It's me who's gonna create my enlightenment. That is first. Second, we are enjoying the process. So life is the process. And why is it called the process? Because it's never finished. If it's finished, then it's not infinite. Life is not infinite. So if life is infinite, universe is infinite, that means we are in a process of never completing the process. It's never done. So if it's done, it's finite. So if it's never done, then it's infinite. That's why it is infinite, because it's never done. So that's why it's called the process. So we are enjoying the process to never be done. So never be done, but we are constantly remembering, but not really awaken everything already. We like to know thing by thing, step by step, till we get there. And that's what I also remember from that. I was constantly also, it's now the moment, yeah, but what if you are really enjoying the process of remembering who you really are from day by day and getting closer to enlightenment? What if? That could very well happen that way. So that it's the third. And then the thing is that I also followed the people, because I got to know about the melatonin, DMT, the darkness, the cave, through another person. But what about if we are all God, not separate, but we are enjoying to be singular God in oneness? And I am able to create my own enlightenment way. So if I have people like you, beings, following me, yes, that's very okay. Like I followed also some people that's like this. But there's a moment where you can decide, now I'm gonna make my own journey. Yes, and that's what happened. So I'm gonna create my own journey like I'm creating right now. So I don't have to follow nobody, just to follow my feelings. And this is the very purpose of enlightenment, because enlightenment is all about your own self-experience of achieving your highest being. And that's what happened. And I'm very happy, and I'm gonna make some changes in my life, even in the YouTube channel. And I also gonna be more open to things and create more things and generate more things, awaken more beings, and continues the process even more, with much more love, much more patience, and much more everything. So if you still choose to follow me, then continue. I'm gonna be here. And remember that you are the one who's gonna create your own enlightenment, and at the moment you choose for. So right now I'm choosing for to be this moment, like I'm now. So you create your own. I am Ivo Arthur. This is WAAO TV. We are all one. Namaste.